I think he senses something or sees something that he can expose.
He slaps a little with his punches.
Well, he needs to close his hands a bit more. You know, when a man's loose, he's got his hands down. One thing he needs to be reminded of is to keep his hands together and close his fist, especially when he's throwing the punches. Some referees will warn you.
Break.
Cayo doesn't mind mixing it up either.
Cayo needs to keep his hands up a little bit more, especially up against the ropes. You don't want to put your hands down and be up against the ropes, because when you want to move, you have no place to move. Your hands are down.
Oh, and he got dropped by a left right at the bell. And it's counting.
5.
First time he's ever been down. I thought that came after the bell.
8. 9. Okay,
Well, that one is close.
Cayo still looks a bit wobbly on his feet.
There was no intention there from Maidana. No. They were in the middle of an exchange when the bell rang.
Exactly. The punch is on its way as the bell is ringing. You can't stop it.
And it didn't appear to me that it landed because Cayo relaxed. It landed because, as you guys were pointing out, Cayo had his hands down.
Gaby, escucha. Con el jab.
Listen.
Con el jab. No ves que está ganando la pelea.
You're winning the fight. What the hell are you doing staying there?
Con el jab, movete. No te fíes de lo que te pega en la nuca.
Don't worry about that punch to the neck. He's hitting him in the neck. What's wrong? Joe, please, he's hitting him in the neck. Please control it. Please control it. He hit him after the bell and he hit him in the neck. Come on, it's 3 times. 3 times. What's up with that?
You go out there, you pay attention. Vamos, papi. Seguí con el jab.
And you would take a look at the punch that...
Well, you heard the bell before the punch landed.
But Cayo didn't react as though the bell had an influence on his behavior at that moment. He reacted to a left hand that landed because his face was exposed.
And, you know, the camp, Gabriel Sarmiento, the trainer for Cayo, complaining that Maidana's hit him behind the neck. Well, part of that has to do with Cayo kind of moving around and dipping all over the place. It's not like Maidana's purposely trying to hit him behind the neck. But see how he dips down right there?
Cayo, even as he gained confidence in the second round, was really exposing his chin when he was digging in like that with those uppercuts and hooks.
Maidana with a loaded up left hook that missed.
And while Maidana is a puncher, as I mentioned, Cayo is fortunate not to be in with a Timothy Bradley or a Devin Alexander fighting in this kind of fundamentally unsound style. This with a lot of fighters out of the Dominican Republic. He's talented, Cayo. You see he's talented, but the technique is not there. It's not. We've seen fighters from that part of the world, from Cuba, from Puerto Rico, come out with much better technical skills than we've seen from most fighters out of the Dominican Republic. Not the same emphasis on boxing.
You know, when boxers look at particular styles and they look at their heroes, like for me, you know, Muhammad Ali was my hero and I loved his style, and his style worked for me. And it's important to grab something from a boxer that you love, from one of your heroes, and take it into your fold and into your style and use it.
So you're saying that it's not just that maybe they're not the same level of trainer or same emphasis on boxing, but without those great fighters to emulate, that Dominican fighters are less likely to succeed?
Right. You need to see somebody that, you know, you respect and love.
Good right hand.
Is there a Cayo needs to put his hands up.
He almost bounced into the left off the ropes. There's the bell to end round number 3. Good end to the round for Marcos Maidana. Now a controversial end at the end of round number 2. Let's listen again for the bell and that left hand that dropped Victor Cayo. Punch clearly came after the bell. You can hear it there. And the camp of Cayo complaining that the punch came in the back of the neck. Well, he was kind of dipping down, though. You're throwing a punch. If the guy's going to dip down like that and lean forward,
yeah,
it's pretty hard to redirect the punch, isn't it?
No, it wasn't an intentional.
And I want to amend what I said a little bit. It does seem to me that the punch was not started until after the bell sounded. But when a fighter's in the middle of throwing a combination, I imagine it's not always so easy to stop that last shot because the bell sounds. Lennox?
Right, no, I agree totally.
We began in round number 4, Marcos Maidana and Victor Cayo. Time for Harold Lennerman's unofficial scorecard.
Okay, Bob, I got it 30-26. 3 rounds to nothing, Marcos Maidana. You know, Bob, he's got tremendous defense. I mean, Victor Cayo is a guy that lives on the edge. He keeps his hands down all the time, even when Maidana is flurrying. On the other hand, Maidana, the arms high, the elbows in tight, and in round 1, even though Cayo had a better work rate, I thought Maidana blocked a lot of his shots and scored some hard ones. In round 2, Maidana gets an extra point for the knockdown, and certainly I thought he won round 3. I got it 3-0, Marcos Maidana.
We're in Las Vegas at the Hard Rock. Bob Papa, Lennox Lewis, Max Kellerman. For HBO's Boxing After Dark, Marcos Maidana and Victor Cayo fighting in the 140-pound weight class. Interim champion is Maidana. 27 wins, 26 knockouts against the 25-year-old Cayo, 24-0 with 15 knockouts.
Lennox, you mentioned earlier in the previous round that you need these boxing role models where you're from to you know, the best fighter out of DR in recent years has been Joan Guzman. And Guzman, though he was successful tonight against Tunica, does it taking a lot of risks, not fighting the most technically sound fight. He fights in a kind of better version of this Cayo style. You know,
and Cayo keeps complaining that he's getting hit in the back of the head. Now, Maidana did it right there, but a lot of the time, Cayo is dipping down and causing that to happen. Maidana blocked that combination with his forearms and gloves.
See, I like that about Cayo. Cayo will come after you. He'll look like he's, you know, running away and staying far from you. His hands are down, and all of a sudden he'll elect to go forward, which is good.
Chopping right hand by Maidana, a left and then a right again.
There's raw material there.